morning, ma'am. I'm here in front of you to discuss the lessons that we tackled in our Leia 3 from prelim to finals. So the first is security in general. Security is defined as the state of or quality of being secured, freedom from fear or the danger. Assurance or certainty to secure is to make safe or be protected. So security is any measure taken to keep an individual or groups from dangers or hazards that may cause harm, injury, loss of life, and or loss or damage to property. So we all know that kabalo naman tani tanan nga ang security is kanang any measures daw siya nga ibuhato na to kay para makuanta, para makip ta, para madili ta mabutang sa dangers or sa harm. Second is necessity of security. Security measures are equitable or necessary for the attainment of the goods and objective of a certain individual, group, or organization. The role of the Philippine National Police (PNP) and government law enforcement agencies. The PNP takes responsibilities in the supervision, control, and training and operations of security agencies and in the issuance of license to operate and the license to practice the security profession. Hazards. Hazards refer to conditions that may cause damage or property injury or loss of life. RA 5487, considering the significance of providing security to industries, the Philippine legislative body enhanced this act governing the organization and management of private security agency, company, guards forces, and government security forces. Fundamentals of industrial security management. Definition. Industrial security management defined as the skillful handling of the security and safety manners of business enterprises and international establishments. B. Security and safety measures. Security works involves active and possessive measures, so their effective defense can be established against crimes. Active measures, physical barriers. Passive measures, those that will determine from committing such acts for fear of being caught or charged in can't or get dismissed. C. Types of security. Physical security. It is the broadest branch of security which is concerned with the physical measures adopted to prevent assets to equipment, facilities, materials, and documents and to safeguard them against any espionage, sabotage, damage, and theft. Communication security. A protection effect to delay the enemy in gaining information through the communication system includes transmission security, cryptographic security, and physical security. 3. Hotel security refers to the production of assets, guests, personal effects, and other properties in hotels, inns, and place similar establishments. 4. Bank security. A physical security protecting all transactions of a bank. Document security. A physical security that protect documents and classified papers from lost access by unauthorized persons. 6. Personal security. Protects personnel, especially ranking officials. 7. Crisis security. Part of VIP security involved in hostage and kidnapping of VIPs. 8. Industrial securities. Type of security applied to business groups. 9. Operational security. Deals primarily with the protection of processes and formula. 10. Other special types of security: air cargo security, school security, supermarket security, and personal security. D. Major divisions of industrial security. 1 is physical security, 2 is personal security, and 3 is document and information security. Key control. It is the management of keys in a plant or business organization to prevent unauthorized individuals access to the keys. Type of keys: change key, submaster key, master key, and grandmaster key. Master keying system. System used in big establishments whereby keys or open a group of locks. Some considerations in master keying system. Keying 2, master keying 3 is master keying. Other protective containers. This is done by placing documents in a secured and usually fireproof containers. Number 1 is safe. Metallic container used for the safekeeping of documents or small items in an office or installation. Vault. Heavy constructed fire and burglar resistance container, usually a part of the building structure used to keep and protect cash. Number 3 is file room. A cubic in a building constructed within a lighter than a vault but bigger than a safe. Lesson 3.1: Security Guard Forces. In group of force selected, men transmitted or grouped into functional unit for the purpose of protecting operational processes. The security guard forces. 1 is private security agency, number 2 is company security agency, and number 3 is security company agency. The Philippine Association of Detective and Protective Agency Operators, PADPAO. This is the National Association of all licensed security agencies and company security forces. Organizational and management. Any Filipino citizen or corporation, association, partnership 100% and controlled by Filipino citizens can organize and maintain a PSA and PDA. Basic requirement of an operator or manage of agency. So mo ni siya ang mga basic nga mga kuan sa kung mag-manage ka og security agency. A. Filipino citizen. B. At least 25 years of age. C. College graduate and or commissioned officer in active service. E. Retired from AFP or PNP. F. Graduated taken close in concepts and methods in industrial security and security management. And or G. Must have an adequate reaching or experience in security bundles. So next is good moral character. Not having been convicted of any crime involving moral attitude and not suffering from any of the following disqualifications. Number 1. Dishonorably discharged from PNP, AFP, PNP, or separated from crime from any government entity or government owned or controlled corporation. Number 2. Being mentally incompetent. Number 3. Being physically unfit. Number 4. addicted to the use of narcotic and prohibited drugs and or substances. Number 5, habitual drunkard and alcoholic. Number 6, dummy of foreigner, and number 7, elective or appropriate government officials and employees who may be called upon on account of the functions of this respective office in the an experiment of the provisions of RA 5487. Organizational structure of PSA CPS GSUs. 100 guards during for first year of operation. Number 2, 200 for minimum for succeeding year. Establishment of main branch offices, all agencies, grains and main office in their registered addresses. Branch office, at least initial 10 guards during the first year of operation. Lesson 3.3, uniform equipment and preparations. Uniform for males. So, mo ni siya mga uniform para sa male na security guards. Headgear, service shirt, service trousers, service belt, and footwear. Number 1, service uniform. Private security guard, Post navy blue. Company security guard, light gray. Government security unit, white. Field uniform, optional for cold weather. PSA, long sleeves and detachable hoods. CSA, some for PSA but color is white. GSU, same with PSA except the color is white. Ornaments and patches. National badge. Cap device shall be attached on the pushing cap of officers. Regulation buckle with agency name. Color device. Name cloth. Agency unit name cloth. Equipment and paraphernalia. Professional conduct and ethics. Professional conduct and ethics of security guards. Security personnel also guided by their professions, conduct, and ethics in their duties under Section 1 to 3 Rule 8 of the RA 5487. Security hazards has also a creed and uphold the principle makadiyos, makabayan, at makatao. General orders. There are patterned after the 11 GOs of the AFP and PNP. Ethical standard. As a licensed PSA CSF, it shall be its prime concern to share with other licensed agencies and company security forces the burden of responsibility in upholding the integrity and trust of the private security professions at all times. Personal security includes all the security measures designed to prevent unsuitable individuals or persons of lawful loyalty to the government from gaining access to the classified matter or to security facility, and to prevent appointments or redemptions as employees of such individuals. Scopes and purpose. Ensure the prevention of unsuitable individuals or personnel of doubtful loyalty to the government from gathering access to classified matter. Principle. Security must start from a given foundation or basis, and this basis shall be referred to as the principles of security. The security chain. Personal security is the weakest link in the security chain. Security depends upon the action of the individuals. Control of personnel. Physical means can be partially controlled. The access on restricted area built and individual working in the is the key to the bringing out of classified matter to unauthorized personnel. Control of personnel in the physical security facility. In every installations, the use of protective barriers, security lighting, communication, and electronic hardware provides physical safeguards, but there these are efficient to maximize the effort of the guard force. The types of personnel identification. Personal recognition, person's characteristic. Artificial recognition, words and passwords. Use of pass system. Single pass system, pass exchange system, and multiple pass system. Visitors movement control. Proper methods of establishing the authority for admissions of visitors. Visitors logbook, photograph, escort, visitors, substances, time traveled, and 6 is the last is access list. Background investigation. Types of background investigation. Complete background investigation and partial background investigation. Factors considered in background investigation. Loyalty, integrity, discretion, and morale. Physical security. Physical security concept. Physical security, as earlier discussed, is the broadest branch of security, which is actually a system of barriers placed between potential intruders and the matters protected. It is concerned with the physical measurement adapted to prevent unauthorized access to equipment, facilities, materials, and documents, and to safeguard them against espionage, sabotage, and theft. It also comprises protection of personnel from any criminal act. A. Principles of physical security. In every establishment, physical measures are needed to deny unauthorized access or intrusion because of the following. Number 1. Enemy agents must access acquisitions. Acquisition of information is the ultimate result and the means and the form of in which the information is obtained. Number 2. There is no impenetrable barrier. For unfriendly government or organization, they are willing to devote enough time, money, personnel, material, and imagination in passing through barriers. So physical security attempts to build defense by using a certain barrier. Number 3. Surreptitious versus non-surreptitious entry. The possibility of surreptitious entry is the greatest hazard from standpoint of counterintelligence security because it is usually difficult to determine that the information has been compromised. Number 4. Each installation is different. Since each installation is different, each will have different problems to overcome. The security procedures will not be inadequate for all installations. So that's A. Physical of security by principles of physical security. Letter B is barriers defined. Barriers refer to any physical structures, whether natural or man-made, capable or restricting, determining, delaying, or preventing illegal and unauthorized access to installation. So we already know about the barriers. We have different types of barriers. C. Two general types of physical security barriers. Number 1 is natural barrier. These are offered by nature which could obstruct or delay the passageway of potential intruders. These also refer to natural structures that serve as deterrents or obstructions to intruders such as high cliff, canyon, desert, or bodies of water. Number 2, man-made barrier. These are structural constructions like fences, walls, gates, grills, bars, floors, roadblocks, or other physical means to deter or impede penetration. Letter D. Specific type of physical security barriers. Number 1, natural barrier. Number 2, structural barrier. Number 3, human barrier. Number 4, animal barrier. Number 5, energy barrier. Letter E. Levels of physical security. Number 1, minimum security, a system designed to impede unauthorized external activities such as simple intrusion or earned attack. Number 2, low level of security, a system designed to impede and detect some unauthorized external activity such as on small retail store, storage, or warehouse. Number 3, medium security is designed to impede and detect and access most external activity and some unauthorized internal activity that range from simple shoplifting to conspiracy to commit sabotage. This includes the A. The advance of intrusion alarm system. B. Establishment of perimeter and perimeter barriers. And C. Use of an armed guard. Number 4. High-level security designed to impede, detect, and assess most unauthorized external and internal activities of certain prisons, defense contractors, pharmaceuticals companies, and sophisticated electronic manufacturers. This includes the utilization of the following: A. Closed-circuit television, CCTV, perimeter alarm barrier. C. High security lighting. D. Highly trained armed guards. E. Control designs. And F. Coordination with the local law enforcement agencies. Number 5. Maximum security includes the application of the following: A. Sophisticated alarm system. B. On-site response force. Perimeter barriers. A. Concept of perimeter barrier. Perimeter barrier is a medium of structure which defines the physical limits of an installation or area to restrict or impede access thereto. It is any physical barrier used to supplement the protection of an inside or outside perimeter. Perimeter barrier also includes the utilization of security personnel. B. Line of physical defense. Security manages and security personnel also consider the various lines of defense that could help delay or stop intruders. These are: number 1, first line that includes all perimeter barrier. Number 2, second line includes the building exterior. And number 3, third line includes those internal control measures. C. Perimeter barriers openings. In determining the appropriate perimeter barriers, security managers should not overlook the necessity of monitoring perimeter opening that could be used by intruders. These openings are: number 1, gates and doors should also have guards or locked. B. Line of physical defense. Gates and doors should have guards or locked as much as possible. Number 2, windows and similar openings should also be guarded, or grills should be installed so as not to be used by intruders. Whenever possible, windows and openings less than 18 feet above the ground roofs and ledges are less than 14 feet, directly or diagonally opposite uncontrolled windows in other walls, fire escapes, or other openings of 96 square inches or larger should be grilled or have steel bar protections. Number 3. Sidewalk elevators are elevated parts of the land near the perimeter barrier that provides access to areas within the perimeter barriers and should be locked and guarded. Number 4. Utilities openings such as sewers, air intakes, exhaust tunnels, which penetrate the barriers and which have cross-section area of 96 square inches or more should protected by bars, grills, and etc. Number 5. Clear zone is an unobstructed area maintained on both sides of the perimeter barrier. A clear zone of 20 feet or more is desirable between the barrier and extension structures and natural covers which may provide concealment or assistance to the person seeking unauthorized entry. D. Types of perimeter barriers. Number 1, fences. Number 2, building walls. Number 3, bodies of water. Letter E. Additional protective measures. 1. Top guard is an additional overhang of barbed wire placed on vertical perimeter fences facing upward and outward with a 45-degree angle to 4 strands of barbed wire spaced 6 inches apart. This will increase the protective height and prevent easy access. Number 2. Guard control stations are normally provided at main perimeter entrance to secure areas located out of doors and manned by guards on a full-time basis. Sentry stations should be near a perimeter for surveillance at the entrance. Number 3. Towers or guard towers are house-like structures above the perimeter barriers. It gives psychological effect to violators. Number 4. Signs and notices or control signs should be erected where necessary in the management of unauthorized ingress and preclude accidental entry. It includes entry ID, prohibited and exclusive area signs. Letter F. Perimeter guards. Employed in augmenting the existing perimeter security or perimeter barriers of a certain establishments. The two types of employing perimeter guards are: Number 1. Fixed post. Security guards are assigned in a particular place of the compound to guard and watch the area surrounding. And number 2, patrol or roving. In this system, the security guard is required to walk and go around regularly around the company premises. A. Basic concept of security or protective lighting. Lightning. Protective lighting provides a means of continuing illumination during hours of darkness. A degree of protection that is maintained during daylight hours. This safeguard also has considerable value as a deterrent to thieves and vandals and may make the job of the saboteur more difficult. It is an essential element of an integrated physical security program. The system must be reliable and designed with overlapping illumination to avoid creating unprotected area in the event of individual light failure. It must be easy to maintain and it must be secure itself against attack. Poles should be within the barrier power lines and the switch box must be protected. B. Basic requirement. 1. Protective or security lighting needs at installation and facilities depend upon each situation and the areas to be protected. Number 2. Protective lighting not should not be used as a psychological deterrent only. Number 3. When such lighting provisions are impractical or additional security posts, patrol, sentry dog patrols, or other security means will be necessary. Number 4. Protective lighting may be desirable for those sensitive areas or structure within the perimeter which are under specific observations. Letter C. Characters of protective lightnings. Using protective lightnings expensive and its additional cost to the company or establishment. Therefore, consider the following in planning for protective lighting systems. Number 1. Protective lighting usually requires the less intensity than working light, except for identification and inspection at authorized portals and in emergency. Number 2. Lightnings needed may vary because each area of an installation or facility presents its particular problem based on physical layout, terrain, atmospheric and climatic conditions, and the protective requirements. Number 3. The data available from the manufacturer of lighting equipment which will assist in designing a lighting system. D. Protective lighting significance to security forces. When properly employed, protective lightnings offer the following. Number 1. Reduce of the need of security forces. Number 2. Personal protection for forces by reducing the advantage of concealment and surprise for a determined intruder. Number 3. Relieve security forces could be used to better advantage elsewhere. Letter E. Protective lighting principles or technique. Number 1. Security lighting should enable a guard to observe the activities around, inside, and premises within his jurisdictions. 2. In planning, high contrast between intruder and background should be provided. When contrast is poor, increase the intensity which will improve guards' ability to see. Number 3. Lighting boundaries and approaches as well as the areas and structure is used to discourage unauthorized entries and reveal identity of person. Number 4. Good lighting should reveal bordering areas glaring to intruders and inadequate for the guard to observe his position. Number 5. Effective lighting should deter or discourage attempts to enter the premises and make detection more likely if entry is attempted. Number 6. If lighting at night cannot be provided due to impracticability, other means of protection have to be made, like additional guard posts or patrol fences and alarms. 7. Lighting should be not used alone. It should be used with other measures such as fixed security posts or patrols. Fences and alarms. Number 8. In addition to seeing long distances, security forces must be able to see low contrast such as indistinct outlines of silhouettes and must be able to spot an intruder who may be exposed to view for only a few seconds. F. Type of security lighting. 1. Stationary luminary. Continuous. Most common type consisting of service of fixed luminous to flood to a given area continuously overlap. It may be either A. Glare protection type, B. Controlled lighting. 2. Standby lighting. Similar to continuous lighting but it turned on manually or by special device or other atomic means when there is suspicious entry. Number 3. Movable lighting. Consists of stationary or portable manually operated searchlights which may be lighted continuously during hours of darkness or only by needed. Number 4. Emergency lighting, a standby lighting which can be utilized in the event of electrical failure either due to local equipment or commercial power failure. G. General types of lighting sources: incandescent lamp, mercury lamps, metal halide, fluorescent lamp, high pressure sodium vapor, low pressure sodium vapor, and quartz lamp. H. Types of lighting equipment. Number 1. Floodlights are used for outdoor security lighting, include the illumination of boundaries, fences, and buildings. Number 2. Street lights produce diffuse light rather than directional beam, and they are widely used in parking areas. Number 3. Searchlights are incandescent lights that provide a type of crime-related lighting system. Fire alarm system. Fire alarm system. A fire alarm system has a number of devices working together to detect and warn people through visual and audio appliances when smoke, fire, carbon monoxide, or other emergencies are present. This alarm may be activated automatically from smoke detectors and heat detectors, or may also be activated via manual fire alarm activation devices such as manual call points or pull stations. Alarm can be either motorized bells or wall-mounted sounders or horns. They can also be speakers, strobes which sound an alarm, followed by a voice evacuation message which warns people inside the building not to use the elevators. Fire alarms sounders can be set to certain frequencies and different tones including low, medium, and high. Depending on the country and manufacturer of the device, most fire alarm systems in Europe sound like siren with alternating frequencies. Fire alarm electronic devices are known as horns in the United States and Canada, and can be either continuous or set to the different codes. Fire alarm warning devices can also be set to different volume levels. Install fire alarms and automatic fire extinguisher to avert possible occurrence of fire. B. Private fire protection system. Private companies and business establishments install fire alarms and automatic fire extinguisher to avert possible occurrence of fire. 1. Automatic sprinkle system. 2. Fire pumps. 3. Standpipes. Number 4. Fire hydrant. Number 5. Portable hand extinguishers. Number 6. Alarm systems. C. Fire detection system. Designed to discover fires early in their development when the time will still be available for the safe evacuation of occupants. Early detection and also plays a significant role in protecting the safety of emergency response personnel. Property loss can be reduced and downtime for the operation minimized through early detection because control efforts are started while the fire is still small. Most alarms system provides information to emergency responders on the local location of the fire, speeding the process of fire control. To be useful, detectors must be coupled with alarms. Alarm systems provide notice to at least the building occupants and usually transmit a signal to a staff monitoring station either on or off site. In some cases, alarms may go directly to the fire department, although in most locations this is no longer typical approach. These systems have numerous advantages as discussed above. The one major limitation is that they do nothing to contain or control the fire. Suppression systems such as automatic sprinklers act to control the fire. They also provide notification that they are operating, so they can fill the role of a heat detection based system is connected to notification appliances throughout the building. They will not, however, operate as quickly as smoke detection system. This is why facilities where rapid notice is essential. Even when equipped with sprinklers, still need detection and alarm systems. D. Smoke detectors. A smoke detector is a device that senses smoke, typically as an indicator of fire. Commercial smoke detectors issue a signal to a fire alarm control panel as part of fire alarms system, which household smoke detectors, also known as smoke alarms, generally issue an audible or visual alarm from the detector itself or several detectors if there are. There are multiple smoke detectors entwined. Smoke detectors are housed in plastic enclosures typically shaped like a disc about 150 millimeters in diameter and 25 millimeters in thick. But shape and size vary. Smoke can be detected either optically or by a physical process. Detectors may use one of the two or both sensing methods. Sensitive alarms can be used to detect and deter people smoking in areas where smoking is banned. Smoke detectors in large commercial and industrial buildings are usually connected to a central fire alarm system. Domestic smoke detectors range from individual battery-powered units to several interlinked units with battery backup with interlinked units. If any of them detect smoke, all of the alarms will trigger even if household power has gone out. Protective locks and key control and protective cabinet. A. Basic concept of protective locks and key control. The best defense against lock picking and making of the key by impression is the installation of special pink resistant impression resistant lock cylinders. Generally speaking, locks are the cheapest security investment that can be made. Locking device is simply a mechanism that extends the door by or window into a wall that hold them. B. Definitions of terminologies. Lock. A mechanical, electrical, hydraulic, or electronic device to prevent entry into a building, room, container, or hiding place and to prevent the removal of items without the consent of the owner. Key. A usual metal instrument by which the bolt of a lock is turned. Any of various devices having the form or function of such a key for winding a clock. C. A means of gaining or preventing entrance, possession, or control. D. An instrumental or deciding factor, the key to her success. Padlock. Padlock. A removable lock with a shackle that can be passed through a staple or link and then secured. Peterman. An English term used to describe a lock picker. C. Types of locks. The type of lock to be used is usually influenced by design of the establishments as well as the critically the establishment's nature and operation. Security of protective locks could be classified into the following four general groups. Number 1. Ward lock. 2. Disc tumbler lock. Number 3. Lever tumbler lock. Number 4. Pin tumbler lock. D. Other types of locks. Number 1. Combination locks. 2. Code operated locks. 3. Electromagnetic locks. 4. Cart operated locks. E. Key control. Key control refers to various methods for making sure that certain keys are only used by authorized people. This is especially important for master key systems with many users. A system of key control includes strategies for keeping track of which keys are carried by which people, as well as strategies to prevent people from giving away copies of the keys. To unauthorized users. The former may be as simple as assigning someone the job of keeping an up-to-date list on a paper. A more complex system may require signatures and or monetary deposits. F. Types of keys. Keys are classified into the following: A. Change key, B. Submaster key, C. Master key, and D. Grandmaster key. So that's the summary of all the topics that we discuss in our layer 3, from prelim to semifinals. That's all. Thank you.